32 seasons and nearly 700 episodes, The Simpsons isn't just something we watch, it's part of our lives. It predicts the future and reflects the past, stuffed full of cameos, film references and Easter eggs. It's sometimes hard to catch them all. So here are some you may not have seen. 25 movie references in The Simpsons Explained. 1. Cape Fear. In Cape Fear, Sideshow Bob parodies Scorsese's movie Cape Fear and even follows its plotline. They also reference Night of the Hunter with Bob's knuckle tattoos, although with only 3 fingers, instead of love and hate, they had to settle for love and hat. 2. All the President's Men. The follow the money scene in All the President's Men is used in most comedy shows that involve a secret informant, and The Simpsons have also done so, although the informant was quickly revealed to be Mr. Smithers by Homer in a classic Simpsons fashion. 3. Basic Instinct. This famous scene has been parodied in a lot of comedies, but The Simpsons version using groundskeeper Willie in the role of Sharon Stone has to be one of the most disturbing. 4. Planet of the Apes. Perhaps one of the funniest references done in The Simpsons, Stop the Planet of the Apes, I Want to Get Off, parodies the musical with Troy McClure in Charlton Heston's role. That's Troy McClure. You may remember him from movies such as... '5. The Graduate. In the episode Lisa's Substitute, the film The Graduate is not only referenced in the scene when Edna Crabapple tries to seduce Mr. Bergstrom like Mrs. Robinson does to Dustin Hoffman in the film, but Dustin Hoffman also does the voice acting for Mr. Bergstrom in the episode. 6. The Godfather. One of the best films of all time and therefore one of the most parodied, but somehow nobody does it like The Simpsons, or quite as often. In the episode Mr. Plow, Bart parodies Sonny's death. In the episode Lisa's Pony, Lisa wakes up to find a horse's head in her bed. In the episode The Strong Arms of Ma, Marge references the scene where Sonny beats up his sister's husband, Carlo. In The Mook, the Chef, the Wife and the Homer, the iconic ending is recreated. And in Mo Baby Blues, the film is referenced extensively. 7. An Officer and a Gentleman. After Marge nearly has an affair, she goes to Homer's work to make up and ends up parodying the classic final scene from the film. 8. Reservoir Dogs. In this episode, Quentin Tarantino was apparently called in to guest direct an episode of Itchy and Scratchy, the result of being a homage to the infamous Mr. Blonde scene. 9. Pulp Fiction. In this episode, 22 short films about Springfield. The short film about Snake and Chief Wiggum has various shots referencing Pulp Fiction, including the famous pawn shop basement scene, although fortunately they don't bring out the gimp. 10. Citizen Kane. In the aptly named episode Rosebud, The Simpsons make constant references to the Orson Welles classic Citizen Kane. Mr. Burns in the role of Kane, his teddy bear Bobo as the sled, and the opening of the episode is almost a cookie cut of the original. 11. The Fugitive. After Bart puts Milhouse on the most wanted list, Milhouse is then chased, and the persecution culminates in Milhouse being held at gunpoint at the opening end of a drainpipe, and then jumping exactly like Harrison Ford did in the movie The Fugitive. 12. The Great Escape. When Maggie Simpson is left at preschool, she rebels and eventually plans an over-elaborate escape, which is an obvious parody of the film The Great Escape. Now, a comedy series isn't a comedy series until it's parodied Hitchcock, and The Simpsons have done it a lot. Here are a few. 13. Psycho. Maggie attacks Homer in an almost exact copy of the original. 14. Rear Window. Bart breaks his leg and begins spying on his neighbours just like in the film. 15. North by Northwest. Homer tries to stop the cable guy from driving away just as Cary Grant does in the movie. In a different episode, Homer is again nearly run over just as Cary Grant is in the crop duster scene of the movie. 16. Vertigo. A quick reference appears in the episode Principal Charming, as Principal Skinner ascends the stairs to the clock tower and then looks down. 17. The Birds. In the same episode that they parody The Great Escape, they reference Hitchcock's own cameo in the movie, and the pacifier scene is a clear reference to the bird-infested town. And another person among those who have been honoured with multiple parodies in The Simpsons is Stanley Kubrick. Here are a few of his. 18. 2001: A Space Odyssey. In the episode Deep Space Homer, a scene where Homer floats around eating potato chips to the soundtrack of The Blue Danube, and when Bart tosses the pan in the air and it spins in slow motion, both are clever references to the film. "19. A Clockwork Orange. A clear reference to the behaviour adjustment method used on Alex in A Clockwork Orange is when Mr. Burns adopts Santa's little helper and tries to turn him into an attack dog. "20. Dr. Strangelove. Homer imitates Major Kong riding a bomb in The Daydream in the episode Homer the Vigilant. 21. 007. The Simpsons make countless quick references to James Bond in numerous episodes. Like, for example, when Bart spins round in his chair as Blofeld does in You Only Live Twice. But the biggest reference to 007 has to be the episode when Homer becomes an employee of the supervillain Hank Scorpio. 22. Thelma and Louise. In this episode, Marge Simpson meets Ruth, and the duo from a friendship which ends in a dramatic car chase in a stolen blue convertible heading towards a cliff, in true Thelma and Louise fashion, and then Homer and Chief Wiggum going over the edge in true Simpsons fashion. 23. Silence of the Lambs. When Mr. Burns is caught dumping radioactive waste, he is wheeled into the courtroom just like Hannibal Lecter. The comparisons between Lecter and Burns don't end there though. Lecter auditions for the part of Burns in the episode A Star is Burns. 24. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. In this episode, Stark Raving Dad, Homer's sent to a psychiatric ward and a number of references are made to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, namely meeting Chief and the nurse Ratchet. They also parody the movie's ending with almost exactly the same framing. Terminator 2. Terminator has been referenced numerous times in The Simpsons, but the most iconic has to be the T-1000 hospital escape car chase scene. In the Simpsons version, Homer chases the Flanders family as they try to escape his overbearing friendship. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to give this a like if you enjoyed it.